What is up, wrestling fans? It is me, Ben Allison, here at Wrestling Republic, and I'm joined today with Clark Taylor, and we are going to be answering the hot takes which you guys have submitted to us via the Wrestling Republic Instagram, and we have some good ones. Out of the gate, just the part is sent in. John Cena's heel turn is a top 5 flop in WWE history.
Man, I'm not so sure about top 5 flop because the moment itself was so electric. If you're talking about the run as a whole, then I would go as far as saying, yeah, top five flop in that regard. The moment itself was so electric. If you include all of that as a factor, I won't put it in the top 5.
To be fair, I do agree with that because the heel turn was an insane moment. The way it was done, the shock of it all, it was incredible. But the execution after that, I mean, there was no plan. There was just no plan. They had no clue.
I think they were hoping for a little bit of Rock involvement and didn't quite get it. I think maybe there was like a pseudo plan. They just didn't quite sign the lease, right? They negotiated the salesman down. But they didn't sign the paperwork.
It went out the window faster than you could smell what the Rock is cooking.
Yeah, we couldn't smell. The kitchen was closed. At least on this one.
You tuned up at the restaurant and it was their day off.
Yeah, but, kitchen's closed. Sorry, guys. We still serve drinks, though, till midnight.
Up next, we have got one saying, Eio Sky is a better wrestler than any other women on the roster.
I wouldn't say she's the best wrestler on the roster as far as women are concerned, but I would say it would be a tie between her and a group. I'll give you that. I wouldn't go as far as the very best women's wrestler on the roster. There's some pretty sublime talent on the women's roster right now, and I'm just not quite ready to say that yet. 2 years from now, I might be eating crow and might be completely wrong, depending on what she does with the rest of this and the run that she's been on and everything. She's captured the imagination of the fans with all of it.
Yeah.
And so on her way, but bell to bell, yes, she's in the elite category. I think it's disrespectful to how talented that roster actually is to call her number one.
Well, I'm going to be disrespectful. In fact, I'm going to take it a step further. I don't just think she's the most talented wrestler in the women's division. I think she's the most talented wrestler in the men's division as well. I think she's the most talented wrestler in the entire company.
I have no problem with you saying it. That's the hard part here is like, I wish that I could give you a more rigid argument back. Yeah. I have no issue with you saying it because I don't know that there's a definitive 1-1 on the men's or women's side right this second. There's a pool of talent that you can all argue for. And
that
so
is true.
I have no issue with you arguing for Eio Sky.
Up next, we have one from Tofa5670 who says AEW pay-per-views have always been better than WWE's ones.
AEW's pay-per-views have always been better than WWE's. Shoot. I have WWE pay-per-views go back so long.
I think it means since AEW's been around.
If we're talking about since AEW's been around, then the answer is yeah. I'm not going to disagree with that. I think I don't have a problem with the longer run times. I love that it's just match after match. I don't know if the building to get there is as good, but yeah, I have no issue with that one. You know what? Chalk it up. That's a win. Yep.
You know what? I agree with what you said as well. The build isn't as good. For me personally, over the history of AEW, I don't think the television on a weekly basis has been quite as good, especially the last couple of years. But the pay-per-views, I do think, knock out any wrestling company ever out of the water, other than maybe NXT Black and Gold back in the day. Because, I mean, their roster in ring, I mean, it's undeniable.
It is. It's as good as any roster on the planet. It's as good as any roster we've seen in decades.
Ever.
Yeah,
I think probably ever it's the best one in ring.
It's stacked.
People are going to go nuts about that, I guarantee it. But up next, we got one saying Dom will be WWE World Champion in 3 to 5 years.
Ooh, I think he'll be world champion 3 to 5 years. I don't necessarily want to put a cap on it like that, but why not? I mean, I thought he was going to be AAA champion after this weekend, but
He's got a
Obviously,
rematch in 3 weeks for it, so I think he's going to win it then.
it's very possible, but obviously AJ Styles had other things to say too, so we'll see how that goes.
That is true. I mean, personally, I definitely think this is going to happen. In fact, maybe only in 2 years' time. I reckon how this is going to go is he's the typical heel, where I do think he's going to win it as a heel as well. So maybe he'll have a babyface run, then turn back or something because he is so over. But I think it's going to be through Money in the Bank. He's just that type of guy to cash in Money in the Bank to win it.
Yeah, he's a perfect Money in the Bank winner.
But up next, we have got one saying Shinsuke Nakamura should have been world champ. Maybe he needed somebody like Paul Heyman.
I mean, Shinsuke Nakamura in New Japan, if you go back and watch those matches, which I know you have been, was the coolest wrestler in the world for a certain period of time. Not necessarily like the hottest or anything like that, but the coolest.
Yeah,
like,
easily.
He was just awesome. Paul Heyman would have been awesome paired with Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't know, though, that the chemistry would have been great. I think they could have made it work. But I don't know if it's as up Paul Heyman's alley as it sounds on paper.
That's true. That is very true. I mean, the thing is, you can say this, I think, about any wrestler ever, because Paul Heyman is that good. If you put them with Paul Heyman, it's probably going to make things better. But I don't think Nakamura needed a manager or mouthpiece or anything like that. I just think they needed to present him on the main roster like they presented him in NXT. Have that special entrance, all of that. Because very quickly, once he got called up, the entrance kind of got dulled down. Like it happened so quickly where most of the lights were on suddenly. And it's just, they didn't make him feel special. And you've got to make someone like that feel special.
Exactly. I think that is where the stone unturned was. I mean, I will say as far as the mouthpiece thing, though, Sami Zayn being the mouthpiece, that was a pretty darn good run for Shinsuke Nakamura, especially paired with Cesaro at the time. Sami Zayn did a heck of a job, to be honest. He did a heck of a job in that role, and it's interesting in hindsight thinking about those three being paired together, especially nowadays. I mean, you've got one Death Rider, you've got one sometimes on TV, and then you've got Sami Zayn as the mouthpiece.
The most Googled question about Shinsuke Nakamura right now is Shinsuke Nakamura still in WWE? I think that tells you all you need to know about him. But up next, we got one. All former AEW people should spend at least 2 years in NXT before being called up.
That is the most absurd thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Absolutely not. You must be joking, because how are we supposed to tell the difference between who they think is really talented and who we don't? You can just check the list. Who got called straight up and who got sent to NXT. Just check the list. It's really easy. And it's obvious too. And it makes sense why. But for people like Cody Rhodes or Jade Cargill to wallow in NXT, Penta, Rey Fenix, you must be kidding me. Knock it off.
Absolutely. I completely agree there. I mean, look, I kind of, it was a bit tongue-in-cheek, me putting Cody on the graphic. I think they do mean like AEW originals, but to your point, Penta, Phoenix, Jade Cargill, none of them need it. Well, no, but he was in WWE first. You know what I mean?
I know you mean.
But, I mean, I can't get my head around it at all, this one. I completely disagree. I think they're just an AEW hater.
Yeah, I hate AEW. It has it written all over it.
But up next, Solo Sikoa is the most entertaining person in wrestling today.
Okay, no, but I love Solo Sikoa, so I don't want to trash this that badly. He's not. Let me be clear. There are more entertaining people, multiple, in wrestling today. But Solo's very entertaining, and he gets it, and he's worked, and he's adapted, he's evolved. I really love Solo. This take, a little early.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's a little bit too early for it. But at the same time, I do love Solo Sikoa. So I don't know. I'm not going to fully agree, but I'm not going to fully disagree either. I'll basically cop out of this one a little bit. But then up next, Balor after Judgment Day should win at least one world championship.
I mean, I thought he should have won one a while ago.
Yeah. He should have won probably multiple by now, to be honest.
Too late now. He's playing with puppets over on Triple A.
Oh, that was gold. That
It
moment was
golden.
incredible.
It was golden, but at the same time, I'm like, shoot, I love Finn Balor, but we got to work him back up. Judgment Day damaged him about as much as Damage Control damaged Bailey, in my eyes.
Flipping heck. Yeah, I do agree. I think he's the only, and me and you have argued about this on the podcast before, but I think he's the only one to have actually suffered from Judgment Day. I do think it's helped out everybody else. He's just kind of been the sacrificial lamb. But yes, to answer the question, he deserves at least one more title before he retires, because he deserves a reign before he retires, something that he's never had because he lost that Universal title due to injury. Up next, Sami Zayn is not a main event guy and should not be a world champion.
Stop it. Next question. That's ridiculous. No, I'm not even gonna. No. Get that off my screen.
This Sami Zayn hate. I hate that. I hate the Sami Zayn hate.
Yeah, like,
yes, he deserves to be a world champion. He's never been one, and he's been a main event guy. He's gotten over. He's done everything. So yes, he does deserve to be it.
You gotta go to the eye doctor on that one.
Elliot 04. Disgraceful opinion. Last but certainly not least, we have We Will All Just Fade Away. So clearly a very optimistic person says most WWE shows aren't worth watching right now, even with Cena's tour.
That's absurd as well. This is just one extreme to the other. Like, what are you talking about? This is all worth watching. Yes, the WWE is doing just fine. The shows are worth watching. If maybe you're not being spoon-fed Airplane and it's bugging you on that one, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's been high quality pro wrestling all year on both sides, and that's okay.
I am actually going to disagree with you, Clark, because I'm not sure if I'd say not worth watching, because SummerSlam, worth watching. A lot of Monday Night Raws, I'd say 2 out of every 3 worth watching.
Money in the Bank.
Where I do agree, yeah, pay-per-views I think have been, for the most part, worth watching this year. But where I do agree is SmackDown, I think hasn't been, honestly, I've seen every episode of SmackDown this year. I think there's been 2 or 3, and only one since WrestleMania, which is actually worth watching.
I don't think they're worth skipping. We're going to watch them anyway. It just means
I watched them, and I'm like, I kind of wish I didn't.
It means we just don't like them. We still want to know what happened.
Yeah, that's like nothing happens.
Even then, it's still worth watching. Something happens.
The same thing you see the last week. You can honestly see one per month on SmackDown and keep up with it.
Yeah, SmackDown's the easiest one to like just skim.
And NXT, to be fair, too.
Both
NXT and SmackDown.
I think something about the call-ups and like the dynamic just changed. It's weird because NXT was really on fire in the fall of last year, into the spring of this year, and then it just slowly but surely, especially post-Mania, that's
the thing. Post-Mania, the entire WWE product, other than maybe Raw most weeks, has kind of gone off a cliff, and pay-per-views have made up for it, but it's significantly downhill compared to 2024, 2023.
And that's a fair assessment. I'd still call it worth watching.
Fair enough. Well, guys, that does bring us to the end of these hot takes. Now, we do have some more, so if you want to see us respond to some more, let us know in the comments down below, and we will do it in a later video. But thank you so much. Make sure to please leave a like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.